There's yesterday's list beside the fruit bowl, still folded where we left it behind. A little note written in a hurry saying don't leave before you smile this time. There's an old song drifting from the kitchen, one we never meant to wear out. Funny how the smallest moments are the ones we never throw out. It took me longer than I expected to understand what stays the longest. Not the days that ask for attention, but the quiet ones with you. The little things we keep, the words we didn't plan to say. The little things we keep that somehow never fade away. A picture on the phone, a conversation after midnight, a hand reaching for mine at the end of a long day. Maybe all the love we find lies somewhere in between the little things we keep. Your jacket still hangs by the doorway like you only stepped outside the movie we never finished watching because we laughed through half the night. There are streets we hardly noticed that somehow became our own. Now every ordinary corner feels a little more like home. I spent so much time chasing highlights, looking for the perfect scene, while life was quietly collecting everything I'd wanna keep. The little things we keep, the laughs that happen unexpectedly. The little things we keep, the moments no one else could see. A message saying made it home, a song that reminds me of you. A simple Tuesday evening that quietly became the truth. Maybe all the love we find lies somewhere in between the little things we keep. Years will soften all the edges, some details may disappear, but I'll still find those little pieces waiting somewhere in the air. Not inside the perfect pictures or the stories people tell, just the quiet shape of a life that only we know well. The little things we keep, the ones that quietly remain. The little things we keep long after every season change. A smile across the room, a voice calling out my name. 1,000 ordinary moments that never felt the same. Maybe happiness was always closer than it seemed in the little things we keep. The little things we keep. The little things we keep. That's where the best parts of us stay. Two, three, 1, 2, 3, 4. The cafe started stacking chairs, but neither one of us stood up. You were halfway through another story, drawing circles on your paper cup. Outside headlights crossed the window like they had somewhere else to be. We kept talking about nothing, like nothing was all we needed. When we finally reached the sidewalk, you laughed and pointed back inside. 2 faded circles on the table were the only proof we'd been alive. Coffee rings on the table, little echoes of an ordinary day. A conversation left unfinished that somehow never went away. A scarf across the empty chair, my keys beside your book. Funny how a life can change without a second look. Some memories don't ask for attention, they simply choose to stay. Like coffee rings on the table, long after we walked away. A week later I walked past that corner, almost without slowing down. Some memories don't ask for attention, they simply choose to stay. Like coffee rings on the table, long after we walked away. Maybe that's how love keeps growing, not in fireworks overhead, but in conversation stretching longer, until the cafe wants its tables back instead. Coffee rings on the table, still telling stories without words, about two people with no hurry who accidentally found the world. The lights came on, the doors were closing, but neither heart had changed. Some of the best nights we'll remember never looked extraordinary anyway. Coffee rings on the table, still there in my mind, small circles that remind me some moments never leave behind. You said it's getting late now, while reaching for your coat, then sat back down beside me like neither of us wanted to go. The waiter filled our glasses without asking if we'd leave. He smiled like he'd already known exactly what we need. Another song was starting, someone laughed across the room. Funny how an extra minute can change the whole night too. Stay a little longer, the city's not in such a hurry. Stay a little longer, we can miss another train. Tomorrow will still find us right where it's meant to be. But this little table only belongs to you and me, so stay a little longer. That's all I want tonight. The lights outside grew softer, storefronts slowly disappeared. We started talking about nothing and somehow ended up right here. Your phone kept softly buzzing, you turned it face down with a smile, like there was nothing waiting that couldn't wait a while. Nobody asked us questions, nobody rushed goodbye. It felt like even time itself was happy standing by. Stay a little longer, let's order one more cup to share. Stay a little longer, there's still music in the air. We don't need a special reason or somewhere else to be. Sometimes the best evenings arrive this quietly, so stay a little longer. That's all I need tonight. Years from now, I probably won't remember what we ordered or what we wore. I'll just remember not wanting to walk out that cafe door. Stay a little longer, until they're stacking up the chairs. Stay a little longer, like we've forgotten every hour. The night can't keep on turning, morning can't take its time. Right now this little moment already feels like mine. So stay a little longer before we leave tonight. Stay a little longer, just until this song is through. You sent me a song at midnight, said I think this sounds like us. I played it once while lying in the dark. Then I played it twice because I must. The lyrics weren't even perfect. The melody was kinda strange, but somehow every little second made my whole night change. Funny how a simple moment can stay longer than it should. How a few words on a screen can make a bad day feel good. The song you sent me is playing in my head tonight. The song you sent me made everything feel right. Now every time that chorus starts, I think about your smile. A little piece of you arrived and stayed with me a while. Maybe love is not a big moment. Maybe it's something small and true, like finding a favorite song because it came from you. I still remember that message, the time you wrote my name, the little way you added a heart like nothing had really changed. Outside the rain kept falling, the city carried on, but inside my quiet room that song became my favorite song. I don't know why it happened, I don't know why it stayed, but some simple little things are impossible to replace. The song you sent me is playing in my head tonight. The song you sent me still brings that feeling back to life. A few seconds of a melody, a memory I can hold on to, a little piece of your world that somehow became mine too. Maybe love is not a big moment, maybe it's something we never planned, like hearing someone's favorite song and finally understanding. Years from now maybe I'll forget the words and the tune we knew, but I'll always remember that night I received it from you. Because it wasn't just a song, it was a way of saying I'm here. A small little piece of someone that suddenly felt near. The song you sent me still plays when the night gets quiet. The song you sent me still feels like a little light. No perfect words were needed, no grand gesture had to be. Just a simple song you shared and a moment you gave to me. Maybe the best memories are the ones we never knew, like finding something beautiful because it came from you. The song you sent me still sounds like us. Sunlight comes through the curtains a little slower than the day before. Coffee waiting on the kitchen counter, your footsteps crossing the floor. No plans written on the calendar, no reason to hurry away. Just a quiet Sunday morning and a little more time to stay. We talk about nothing important, the things that most people miss, but somehow those simple conversations are the moments I never forget. Sunday morning conversations, coffee getting cold between our hands, talking about our dreams and memories, making simple little plans. No need to find the answers, no need to know what's coming next. Somewhere between your laughter, I found the best part of this. Sunday morning conversations are the moments I keep close. You tell me stories from your childhood. I tell you things I never say. We laugh about the smallest details that somehow make a perfect day. The world keeps moving outside us. The streets are waking up again. But inside this little kitchen, time feels like an old friend. I used to chase the louder moments, thinking that's where life would be. And now I find the quiet spaces are the ones that mean the most to me. Sunday morning conversations, coffee getting cold between our hands. Talk about the places we've been and the places we might land. No need to make it perfect, no need to plan it all ahead. Sometimes the sweetest memories are the words we almost left unsaid. Sunday morning conversations are the moments I keep close. Maybe years from now we'll remember not the things we had to do, but the mornings we spent together, just being me and you. The sound of your voice in the kitchen, the sunlight falling on the floor, the feeling that nothing was missing, because we already had enough. Sunday morning conversations still feel like a favorite song. A little bit of laughter, a place where we belong. No need for big adventures, no need for something new. Sometimes a quiet morning is everything we need to prove. Sunday morning conversations, the little things we keep. Coffee getting cold, the morning moving slow. Sunday morning conversations, the memories we hold. You laugh at things nobody notices, a little joke inside your head, a funny thought that finds you somewhere while everyone else has moved ahead. You smile when the coffee spills, you dance when your favorite song comes on. You find a reason in the little things, and somehow I keep holding on. I don't know when I started noticing all the little things you do, but somewhere between ordinary moments I started seeing more of you. I love the way you laugh at nothing, the way you smile before you speak, the little moments no one else sees, the ones that make you who you are to me. I love the way you find the sunshine in places others walk right through. Maybe it's not the big things that matter, maybe it's the little things you do. You sing the wrong words to old songs like nobody is listening around. You tell stories with your hands moving, and somehow they become the best ones I've found. You leave your books on the table, your notes beside your cup of tea. All these little pieces of your world feel like they're becoming part of me. I never searched for perfection, I never needed something new. I just found 1,000 little reasons to appreciate you. I love the way you laugh at nothing, the way you look at rainy days, the way you make the ordinary feel like something worth remembering. I love the way you see the beauty in moments everyone ignores. Maybe happiness is simply finding someone you adore. One day we'll forget the details of the places we have been, but I'll remember all the little things that made me fall again. The way you laugh without a reason, the way you light up every room, the little pieces of your heart that always lead me back to you. I love the way you laugh at nothing, the way you make the world feel new. The quiet little pieces of you are the things I hold on to. No perfect words could explain it, no picture could ever show the magic in the simple moments that only we would know. The way you everything feel right. The coffee shop was closing slowly. The last chairs were turning upside down. A little gold light through the window before they turned the whole place down. The streets were quiet after midnight, the traffic fading into the blue. I wasn't looking for a moment, I was just walking next to you. Funny how the nights we remember are not always the ones we planned. Sometimes they find a place inside us while we're simply holding someone's hand. It was just a walk around the block, just a street we already knew. A few old buildings, passing headlights, and a conversation between me and you. Nothing happened, nothing changed, no story anyone would write. But somehow that ordinary evening still feels like one of my favorite nights. We passed the corner where the bookstore always left the lights on late. A bicycle leaning by the sidewalk, a quiet street we didn't need to name. You laughed about something so simple, I don't even remember what it was. But I remember how the city felt a little warmer because of us. I used to think the best memories needed somewhere far away, but some of them are waiting quietly on the most ordinary days. It was just a walk around the block, just a little time outside, a few words shared beneath the street lights, with the whole world passing by. No pictures, no special reason, no perfect scene to understand. Just two people moving slowly through a night we never planned. Years from now I might forget the street names and the turns we took, the color of the sky that evening, or the song that someone played nearby. But I'll remember the sound of footsteps and the way you smiled at me. How a simple walk through the city became a place I still can see. It was just a walk around the block, but somehow it became much more. A quiet little piece of life that I didn't know I was looking for. The city kept on moving forward, the lights kept shining through the night. But for a little while together, everything felt exactly right. Just a walk around the block, just a night we didn't plan. A simple road, a quiet moment, a memory we found by chance.
We were both carrying stories from places we had been before. Different roads, different reasons, different dreams we were looking for. I was learning how to slow down, you were learning how to stay. Somewhere between our old directions, we found a different way. Funny how the things we search for are not always what we find. Sometimes life writes the best chapters when we leave the pages blank this time. The things we never planned, the moments we never saw coming, the roads we never mapped, the words we never thought we'd say. Somewhere between the choices and the changes we went through, life was quietly creating a place that led me back to you. The things we never planned became the things we understand. We didn't have the perfect timing, we didn't have it figured out. There were questions in the silence, there were things we had to work out. But every little conversation, every step we chose to take, built a life between the moments that we almost walked away. Maybe love is not a picture where everything is clear. Maybe it's the small decisions that bring two people near. The things we never planned, the mornings and the evenings, the little compromises, the reasons we kept believing, the dreams that changed direction, the places we outgrew, all the unexpected moments that somehow brought me to you. The things we never planned became the things we understand. Years from now we'll tell the story, maybe differently than today. We'll forget some of the details and the reasons for the change, but we'll remember all the moments when we chose to hold on, the quiet little choices that became where we belong. The things we never planned, the life we never imagined, the ordinary days that became our favorite memories. We didn't know the answers, we didn't know the way, but somehow every step we took was leading here today. The things we never planned were the best parts of the story. No perfect timing, no perfect design, just two people finding the right place in time. The things we never planned, the things we never planned. There was an empty seat beside me on every road I used to take, a little space I never noticed, a little silence I couldn't name. I watched the world through open windows, letting every moment pass, never knowing that the simplest thing would be the one I hoped would last.
Funny how a place can change without moving anywhere, how a familiar road feels different when someone is sitting there.
The seat beside me is where my favorite memories live, the quiet conversations, the little moments that we give.
It was never about the distance
or the places we would see.
Everything felt a little better
with you right beside me. The seat beside me was always meant for you. We drove through streets we'd seen before, past corners we already knew, but somehow every ordinary view looked a little brighter with you. We didn't need a perfect journey,
we didn't need a place to go,
just a song playing softly
and a little time moving slow.
I used to think the destination, the reason for the ride now.
Now I know the best part of the road was having you there by my side.
The seat beside me held more than just a place to sit, It held the laughter and the stories and all the little parts of it.
The late night talks, the quiet moments,
The songs we learned along the way, the memories we never planned on making,
but somehow chose to stay. The seat beside me was always meant for you.
maybe years from now we'll forget the roads that carried us through, the names of all the places, the reasons why we drove there too.
But I remember the feeling of looking over and seeing you, knowing that the journey was enough, because I wasn't alone with you.
The seat beside me still feels like a place I know,
A little corner of the world where the best memories grow.
no matter where we're going, no matter what we see, the road feels a little warmer
With you beside me, the seat beside me was always meant for you.
An empty seat became a memory,
A simple place became of you. The seat beside me was always waiting for you.
I was walking through the evening with the city getting quiet below, passing by familiar places that I used to know. Then I saw that little glow again behind the curtains in your room, a simple light in the darkness that always leads me back to you.
Funny how a single window can feel like a place to belong. How a little bit of warmth can make a whole night feel less long.
The light in your window
Is the place my heart knows best, a quiet little reminder that I don't have to search for the rest. Through every road and every season, through every place I've been, the light in your window always brings me home again.
I don't need a perfect moment, I don't need the stars to align. Sometimes happiness is simple, like seeing that light shine. A cup left on the table, a song playing low inside, all the little signs of living that make a place feel alive.
Maybe home was never a location, maybe it was something I found in the way you made the ordinary feel safe and warm somehow.
The light in your window
Is the place my heart knows best, a quiet little reminder that I can finally slow down and rest.
through every road and every season,
Through everything I've been through,
the light
in your window always brings me back to you. Years will change the colors and the world will move along, but I'll remember that little light that always felt like home. Not because it was brighter than every other one, but because I knew the person waiting underneath the sun. The light in your window still shines the same way, a little piece of comfort at the end of every day. I don't need a map to find it, I don't need to look around. The light in your window is where my left a wailing yesterday's sweater, making breakfast with your hair undone. The radio kept losing signal. We laughed before we fixed the song. The neighbor waved across the driveway. The kettle started singing too. Nothing happened worth remembering, except I spent the morning with you. I want more ordinary days like this, where nothing's trying to steal the scene. Just your voice across the kitchen and sunlight falling in between. If life keeps writing stories without asking for our names, give me ordinary days like this again and again. We walked the long way to the market, bought more flowers than we planned, stopped to watch a golden retriever, refused to leave the little park. By the time we made it home, the afternoon had slipped away. Funny how the quiet hours become the ones that always stay. I want more ordinary days like this, where every little thing feels new. An old playlist in the background, a lazy Sunday spent with you. Nothing waiting to impress us, nothing left we had to chase. Just another ordinary day at our own easy pace. Years from now I might forget what month it was or what we wore, but I'll remember how it felt walking through that open door. I want more ordinary days like this, the kind nobody thinks to save, until they're all we're looking for when we turn another page. If this is how forever happens, slowly one day at a time, give me ordinary days like this and I'll be just fine. Nothing extraordinary, just another day with you.
I found an old picture yesterday from a time I almost forgot. A little moment frozen in time that meant more than I thought. The faces and places have changed now, the years have quietly moved on, but somehow the feeling remains like a familiar song. Maybe we're always somewhere in between the things we had and things we see, carrying pieces of yesterday while becoming who we're meant to be. Somewhere between yesterday and today, I found a place where memories stay. All the little moments we almost missed, all the simple things we learned to keep. We're not where we started, we're not where we'll be. We're somewhere between yesterday and today, becoming everything we're meant to be. The coffee stains on old pages, the songs we still know by heart, the streets we walked without thinking, the places where stories start. I used to chase every answer, I used to run after time. Now I see the beauty was waiting in the moments already mine. Maybe life is not about arriving. Maybe it's learning to see the quiet little pieces around us that become our history. Somewhere between yesterday and today, I found a place where memories stay. The conversations, the laughter, the nights that faded away, all the little things we carried, all the love along the way. We're not who we used to be, and that's okay. We're somewhere between yesterday and today. One day these moments will be memories too. Another chapter we'll look back through. Another picture, another song, another place where we belong. So let the days keep moving slowly, let the seasons come and go, because every little moment matters more than we'll ever know. Somewhere between yesterday and today, I found the beauty in the space between the person I was before and the person I'm becoming today. I don't need to hold tomorrow. I don't need to make it stay. I'll keep the little things that matter and let the rest find its way. Somewhere between yesterday and today, still learning, still living, still keeping the moments away.